Well, hello and welcome to my channel. I am so sorry that it's taken so long for me to get another video up here soon. I was just, and I actually flipped everything around. I thought this might be a cuter background than my wall that needs to be painted, and then the picture keeps coming off. But anyways, so sorry it's been so long since my last upload of my video. I have been consistently doing makeup every day. I have not stopped that. I think just with the coronavirus and the pandemic going around, I actually ended up getting very confused and not sure what to do. And they say that when you don't know the future, it's hard to, when you can't really understand what's gonna happen next, it's hard to plan. So it was hard for me to plan. I ended up just like I said, doing some wild makeup looks and posting them on my Instagram page, which you can follow at Jenny Cipriati. And yeah, but I had just been really wanting to do an editorial look with a pop of neon. I've been kind of inspired by neon right now, so I wanted to do this grungy sort of editorial look. I'm using Cami Nguyen lashes, and I really like how it turned out. I'm using one of my favorite palettes. I'm using my Alien palette, and it was signed by JEFFREE STAR when I met him in public, and I'm gonna talk about that a little bit at the end. But I love this palette because you can do so many cool, beautiful editorial or grungy, or a combination of both looks with it. And I did one for him. I created, here I'll put a picture of it. I made an editorial alien palette look because I knew I was going to meet him that day. He said he was going to be going to the Ulta store, and I knew it, so I wanted to create something really pretty to wear, if I saw him at the Ulta store. So I did an editorial look. I used a little bit more of the purples, so this is a variation of that. And like I said, I love using this palette for editorial and grungy looks because all the shimmers, like Moonrock, Space Cowboy, UFO, and Probe, all of those particular shimmers, when placed on the eye, give your eye such a pretty dimension, especially in the lighting when you move. And I kind of popped out my eye a little bit here with, let's do it a little bit more, underneath my eyeball with Moonrock, and you see how it kind of brings it forward a little bit. So you can do that with shimmers and very foiled colors. I really like for that reason. So this is such a great palette if you like pops of neon with your neutral or warm tones. Love this palette. I can't believe they're gonna discontinue it. I don't understand why, but I'm sure JEFFREE has a reason, but this changed my life, this palette. It was really exciting for me. And anyways, so why don't we go ahead and get into this beautiful grungy editorial look. Stay tuned. Okay, so we're going to use Titan, Alien, Interstellar for the brow bone arch. We're going to use Gravity, Flying Saucer, Moonrock, X-Files, Space Cowboy is our brown. We're going to use Probe and Black Hole. And then I ended up preferring this color with my look today. It's triggered from the Alien collection, and it is the most gorgeous black plum with metallic microflex. Blue I used, it's called Tide Pool from, sorry, it's totally broken, from the ColourPop, Blue Moon. And this Marc Jacobs liner in Out at the Blue. And this is the neon eye dust that I used from Stargazer. Okay, let's get started. So I have been using my new MMMitchell, the Acid Rain pigments, and I've been using Blank Canvas. I absolutely love it under my eyes, as like, you know, eyeshadow primer. I've been loving it a lot. Like, I think it will be my new favorite that I will use all the time as my under eye eyeshadow primer. My skin texture is completely different from here and here. So like, this is pretty dry and textured, and then up here I get a little bit oily and greasy, and so I just sometimes I like to have different formulas for different skin types. So I really like this one a lot, and I'm gonna do some looks with the colorful ones, but this is just an e.l.f. concealer brush, and we're gonna actually go ahead and use it as a primer for our look today. So the one really nice thing about just editorial looks is you can keep a base shape of like an eye shape, and then just kind of like add color, add paint. It's like paint, it's more like painting in my opinion, doing editorial looks. So I'm gonna start with the structure, and the structure is basically black and browns. So the cool part is about this type of look is you can get any palette and that has a black and a brown in it. You can go by tones if you wanted a cool tone brown, if you wanted a warm tone brown, if you wanted a reddish brown. There's all different options that you can do with this type of editorial look, which is what I love. But we're gonna start with the structure and then add in the colors. So I'm taking this JS12 and I'm gonna take Black Hole and create the structure and the outline of my eye shape. Okay, so don't worry about the fall up. We're gonna clean it up with a wipey. And so basically that's kind of the eye shape that I want. I want it kind of like a cat eye up here with the darkness to be up here. I want it to be kind of uplifted. Actually, let me lift this a little bit more. But look at how that primer just grabbed all the pigment. Okay, good. Now you're gonna start with the brown. I'm going to grab this, ooh, it doesn't say, just a rounded sort of brush, and I'm gonna grab a Space Cowboy. Next, we're going to grab X-Files. This is just a rounded JH39, and then we're going to blend out the top edge. now we're gonna grab a fluffy brush and tighten and diffuse up here. Okay, then we're gonna grab on the same brush, grab a T and blend those two in. Okay, so I couldn't stand it. I had to clean that up a little bit. So now we're going to take a little bit of Flying Saucer, then Alien. I'm going to take Probe, put it right there. Okay, so now after you blended everything in really well together, all the edges, I'm going to take a little small craft brush, damp, and tap it into the neon pigment. But we're just gonna put this in the center like a spotlight. Just to kind of deepen, not deepen, to brighten Alien. Okay, so now we are actually going to contour my under eyes with shades. So basically, we're going to do the black and the brown underneath down real low like we did, and then we're gonna use some pops of color to pop my eye forward. Then we're gonna use Moon Rock, maybe a little bit of UFO in here to also contour under my eye lid. I have big eyeballs. So I'm actually just basically shading with color, contouring under there. Okay, so we're going to start with the Marc Jacobs liner and pop that right in here. Good, now we're just going to smudge that out a little bit. I really like using Marc Jacobs liners under my eyes because I wear contacts and they're waterproof. So I really like that. JEFFREE STAR Cosmetics lip liners actually work really good waterproof too. Okay, then we're gonna take a JS10 and Moon Rock and go right under there. Good, now we are going to take this color Tide Pool, and if it doesn't work out, I'm gonna grab the Blue Bud palette. But I want sort of like a lighter blue to kind of pop the inner corner. So I'm gonna grab a really flat Morphe brush. It's just like a little flat concealer brush. And I'm going to grab that shade Tide Pool, and then we're going to pop it a little bit more, even brighter, but we're gonna create the background area first. Ooh, it's looking good. See how it kind of just like gives like this your eyeball, like this beautiful dimension, a little bit of color. The dark actually brings it back, and then the neon and the bright colors pop it forward. So really love that. I'm totally into that right now. So now we're going to add a little bit of white Color Pop concealer right here, let it dry, and then I'm gonna pick this brush up again and blend it in a little bit more. Just in the center of that center right there. Okay, we're gonna let that dry down and then blend the color on top of it, and it will be a brighter version of that same color. So cool! So if you can see, I kind of just sort of boxed Moon Rock in and then used Space Cowboy to kind of close it up to that blue color. And then I'm gonna clean underneath, do my foundation, and then we can finish the look together. Actually, I decided we're gonna do lips first, and then, well, I did blush and highlighter. I'm using this Jaclyn Hill Amped. It's kind of got like a peachy glow. I just wanted it to have kind of like a skin glow. And then we're gonna do lips. This is Contour from Pat McGrath. Woo. I also used this new Tarte bronzer. I really like it. Okay, then we're gonna go really super light with this Makeup Forever C103. It's just super, 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 it's like the lightest nude I think I have. Actually, I think we should almost come in a little bit more with the lip liner. Okay, so watch how pale this is. It's like super pale. Okay, I might touch that up off camera, but for now we're gonna move on to lashes. Whoops. I decided to do Bay by Cami Nguyen, just because I wanted, this is my everyday go-to ride or die right now. And the reason why I'm just going with a little bit of volume lift with this look is I really want to see the color. So I want it to just look like I have some thick volume, but I also want to see the color. So let me pop these on and then we can do some bottom lashes. Oh, so pretty. Okay, let's get some bottom lashes on. Okay, so this is the finished look. I absolutely love it. I think it looks so cool. You know, when I first got this palette, I was just, you know, crazy about JEFFREE STAR and everything, like everybody is, and you know, he signed it for me, and I actually have a video. I met him, and when he was doing like an e.l.f. presentation at, not a presentation, when his brushes first launched at Ulta, his Morphe brushes, I was there at the Calabasas one because we live in the same area. And anyways, it's on my page and I'm on his video, and I guess I'll link it, I don't know, but it was so exciting to meet him and he signed my palette, and I actually have this video where I started crying after I met him. It was kind of cute. I don't know, should I link that? Yeah, maybe I will. Or I'll put it on here. That it's kind of cute. You know, when you get to meet like somebody that you really, really think is really cool. It was really fun. So yeah, the Alien palette is one of my favorite palettes out of the JEFFREE STAR Cosmetics collection. So I love that you can do these editorial grungy looks like this. And you know, if you didn't want to do like blue, you could obviously do the purple and then do like a lilac, like that would be really, really pretty too. To maybe use one of the colors from the Bloodlust palette, that lilac color, the crown, take the crown, would be really pretty as this blue color. But I just kind of thought like just for a variation, I could do that. But I love how many grungy looks that you can do with this. Moonrock worked perfect, contour the edges. You can blend this a little bit more. I left it kind of like a clean swept line right here. But Phone Home is really awesome too for using as a transition shade. Titan worked really, really awesome to blend everything out. And I mean, I use so many colors here. Probe is so gorgeous. I have it right here. Let me see if I can add a little bit more. You can see in the lighting, but it's just so pretty. And I really like how the neon sort of popped Alien a little bit more, but you can still see Alien as that really bright chartreuse green. So yeah, I think this is one of the #1 palettes that I have for grungy sort of like editorial looks like this. So yeah, I thought this was would be really fun. You could you know, obviously do whatever you want with the lip. I just thought if I did something very, very super pale, then the eyes would kind of like stand out a little bit more. But yeah, if you have your palette, if you have your Alien palette, do a grungy editorial look with it. It's really fun. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a really great day. Love you. Bye.
Hi, I just met Jeffree, and I'm sorry that I'm crying. I'm actually like just crying tears of joy because he's been such an inspiration to me, and I'm so sorry. I'm like crying my makeup off, and anyways, he's just been such an inspiration to me, and for him to call me gorgeous, like somebody that I admire and look up to, and it was just really special. And I know I'm like hormonal or something right now, but it was just really amazing, and I'm just so happy. Have a great day.